earthquakes. But except for the Ruby Tower, I was then an AB student. Yun lang ang nakita kong pinaka... I was around because yung ulo ko tinulak sa headboard. So at that time, I thought that it was really very strong. Indeed, it was. And maraming namatay. But other than that, wala akong nakitang typhoon. But yun, an intensity higher than 7, we are all in trouble. So that thing must also be addressed, but that is really a very complex problem. Ito lang sa typhoon, because we have to solve so many problems away, including mining. Noon pa ako, gusto ko na talagang pigilin. But were it not for the fact that it's allowed by law. And if it's allowed by law, little could I do anything about it. I cannot stop mining because I'm not allowed to abrogate any law here. But I want to stop it because it has created a monster in this country. And for those of you who have been traveling Mindanao and the rest of the country, especially yung onboard choppers sa flying low, nakikita naman ninyo na parang cup ng soda. There are so many big open pit minings that are already abandoned and taken over by the illegals, independently of their own endeavors na mag-create sila ng kanila. And since about the time in open pit mining was allowed, it has really destroyed the country. The economic managers are very hesitant, or at the very least they are, we only earn what's 70 billion in taxes. But when the consequences of mining happens, you spend more than just that. Civil, it's a pittance lang. It cannot cover the whole devastation of plants and palay and everything. Not to mention the destruction of the marine life and the destruction of the tributaries along the way. You guys, if you have time, you should go to the Walwal. It's a mining town. It's so dirty. It is so ugly. And there are so many makina nila along the river. And they're putting up one from the source up to the near the cities. And the water that is poured out of those plants are black, as in black. So they not only destroy marine life, it puts in jeopardy, in peril, the stomach of Filipinos. I don't know how. I do not hate mining. It's allowed, but I would say that the time must come when our motherland is overused and abused. And this cannot go on. So whether it is really boring the hills and the mountains from the inside, or carving out a pit there as it widens and widens until all the trees are and contrary to what they say, magpasyal man kayo dyan, makikita ninyo yung mining areas. Wala talagang reforestation. And most of, which is to me obnoxious, if not downright stupid, are these mining people occupying and mining watershed areas. I don't know if I'd have to call a revolution just for mining. Revolution in this sense, I'll not use the arms, but I'll force them out. But you have to talk to the finance people because they will make them sad. So I'd like to ask them how much 70 billion can do to the country if you compare it to the losses of the Philippines because of mining. Eh maraming butas yan eh. Yung ganon ang butas na, even on the side. Pag napuno yan, it loosens the, well, the soil has something, it has been fortified all throughout the centuries. It does not break easily. But if it is immersed in water for so long, it gets loose. And so when it's filled to the brim, it collapses. Ang problema is itong miners, they mine, they do it sa likod ng mga bahay in the backyards or just a few meters or even in front of their houses. So we will not be able really to worry about how many Filipinos will die every typhoon that comes our way. Because hindi natin alam kung saan at maraming butas. Philippines is like just picture it as a round puro butas dito, puras do. It's screwed up almost in a way. Ang mining destroys the rivers where they used to fish. Baski na tilapia lang ang ano niyan, meron, basta may pang-ulam. But those were the days. Ang marina natin ito are getting scarce. Now remember that if you have the tuna sashimi that you're eating here, at baka sabihin nyo Mindanao, do not ever think that they are fish within our grounds. They are not. They are those fishing boats. Sometimes they intervade other territories. Somebody else's pocket. Kaya nahuhuli yan sila. In Indonesia, it's blown off. Talagang sinisira yung barko. And for a reason, I cannot blame them. It's national survival. It's patrimony of the nation. So, doon naman sa it would take them about 2 weeks, half a month. And even during my time when I was estudyante pa ako, they were getting farther and farther. So sabi nila, they have to go between the island, the open sea between South America and the Philippines. That is how far. Kasi itong iba naman mga gagong scientists sinabi, there are so many fishes there. Some are even dying of boredom. Those are an idiotic way of saying that you can fish forever. And so dito, because of the dynamite fishing, good present time, it has lessened considerably. And the issue now is the municipal waters. Yan ang they are not supposed to, but I think there's some issue there which we can talk later. We can revise the whole thing, or if not, introduce mitigating measures. About the internal complaint of the small fishermen, of the big ones intruding into the municipal waters. Yan ang, but typhoons muna, let's, wag lang mag-earthquake ngayon. Wala na makauwi sa atin. Let's just, for the time being, let's talk about itong typhoons. Now, I'm sure, I need not, you need not bother me with the nitty-gritty, with the figures and all, the data, because I was briefed from time to time by Tony Tolentino, and I came here already with the figures in my mind. Ang pumunta ko dito is to congratulate the officials, the governor, Vice Governor, and everybody of you who were ready at the forefront, ready to face the onslaught. And I admire the preparation, my desalination machine pa kayo. We have one also. And we even have, kung saan nakuha nila yung, there's a megaphone. Pag nagsalita, it can reach 1 kilometer away. Pag Linda, it travels 1 kilometer, very sharp, crisp. Linda, mahal kita. Roger, ayaw ko sa'yo, pangit ka. Rinig ng lahat yan. I have also that if you go to Davao, I will accompany you there. Pero medyo kompleto rin kami because ang Davao kasi is, there are areas in Davao na below sea level. Yung galing ng Mount Apo slopes, tapos nagpalalim ng konti, tapos umakyat. So, pumping, well, you have to have the catch basin first before you can pump it out. Because it would spread into a large area. So, you have to build some sort of, like canals of the irrigation, collect them, and then you pump them out. But, ayaw kung kaya ni Inday yan sa panahon niya. Yun ang nasa Davao. And talagang ang problema sa Davao, sa totoo lang, kagaya rin dito. Talagang mapundi ka sa, at one time, because Davao is so big, just in the city. So there was rain in one district, Talomo. Talagang buhos. But in another district, doon kay Milin, walang ulan. Sa second district. But yung first district na Talomo district, binuhos yung, kaya nagbaha, overflow lahat, then slowly because of the topography. Pag ganun-ganun nga eh. So there's no such thing as an open flat na including the houses that would obstruct the travel of water. Matagal na we lost about 32 Filipinos there. Kaya nga yung panahon na yun, si Inday was busy scratching earth. Talagang kinamay na napalapala nila kasi, well, whether it is a pretended effort or whatever, it is part of your work. You have to work. Yun nga on your side, kay Milin, yung gagong sheriff ni Judge Carpio, nag-implement naman ng demolition. Naghingi yung ali ng 3 hours, hindi siya pinagbigyan. They went just way to, kaya pinuntahan, binugbog. Tama yan, kasi ako. Pero ako hindi ganoon sa, hindi ako ganoon publiko. Somewhere there, in the dark corners of, hindi mo kailangan. Pero si Inday talaga, kinitoy pa. Kitoy ang tawag niya sa Bisaya. Kitoy ng kitoy. Parang, halika sir. Halika dito sir. Puta na paglapit, sinuntok mo. Ngayon lang ang nakakita babae na yung magpurma talaga ng awa ko kay Mans, puta na hindi ba ito? Binugbog naman ni Carpio, baka yung anak na yung pamangkin, binubutsukan Inday. So, those are the things that we have to worry. Ang second is systems. That's all they had. Maybe, yung RDR, disaster in conjunction with the military muna. Sila man ang they will I will task the military to they have every report from every field all over the country. So they will just the system is simple. Pre-positioning of disaster. Pagka dito sabihin na, well, of course, Davao now is Davao is we have so many Davaos now. So kung saan yung expected area, the other personnel of the other provinces, they would go there. And doon, in every city or province, dapat may stock na ng preposition food. Yun ang pagka ganon, alam mo ang kulang. Tubig, pati wag. Huwag kayong maniwala dyan minsan sa I will not mention it. But yung mga prominent TV network, I'm giving you a testimony. Personal. Ang sabi, mag-donate kayo, use clothes, ganon sa kanila, tapos they give you a bank account number where you can deposit your donation. You're better off giving it to government or to the military and let them distribute it. Direct. Alam mo, yung minsan, because I have a TV program, makikita ko yung mga matatanda doon sa opisina, they were sorting out the things that were usable or are usable for them. So sabi ko, alam ba nito ng sa taas na the exercise of hypocrisy? Totoo yan. And if you go to them at tanungin ninyo, prangkahan na, sabihin mo sa akin ang totoo. They will tell you. You're better off giving it to Red Cross or to government. Diretso mo. Sa military. Hindi mo kailangan ng military yung damit kayo. Uniforme mo lang yung kanila. Or to the police, pero ang police limitado ang mobility. They cannot call upon any vehicle or any means of transportation to transport it as fast as pero maniwala kayo sa akin as your president, I'm giving you what I saw and what I have learned. So yan lang muna, it's really the preposition of kung saan yung itakbo na lahat doon, mga tulungan na lang. I think every province now has greatly improved on their resources, assets. Well, one, itong Isabela is when you have people who are really, sabi ko nga, whether it is a pretended sentiment because I am just a politician so I have to do it, or it comes from the heart, huwag na lang yan. Kita sabihin ko yan, politician, nandiyan naman, pagbaha. Well, we cannot please forever, but once you are there and you have to work, you have to work. Yun gano'n. Hindi namin mapilit yung perception ng tao sa amin eh. So ano ba ang tingin nila? Ganon yung mga politiko, mabuti lang yan. Kung lapit na election, ganon pakita when there's TV. Well, some, but most of the officials who have shown the duty to the people, nandyan yan nagtatrabaho. Itong mga to, hindi naman ito kailangan magtrabaho sa amin. Bebot, taga rito yan eh. Gusto niya umuwi dito, mag-retire na daw. Wala naman siyang manukan ni isa. Tinanong ko siya, may manukan ka? Wala. Paano ka mag-farming dito? Tugade, si classmate. Even when we were students, he was already moneyed Ano, he's a billionaire. Kaya okay maniwala niyang transaction sa... Totoo. He's my classmate. He's our valedictorian. Comes from Cagayan Valley. Mayaman to, karami property niya. Diyan, sa niya. Baka nabila na nga niya yung nayan. Yeah. But he has a big holding there. Marami yan sila. Si Bilyara, simple lang naman yun. Housing lang. Pero buong Pilipinas. Sa awa na Diyos. You know, I'd like to just tell you a story, if we still have time. No, during the graduation, when I was the speaker, which is always the case because you're the president, si ma'am, nanay niya, would give me dalawang bahay. Tapos sabi niya, sige, kung sino bigyan mo. So, pag graduation, it goes to the valedictorian. Sa police, bigyan ko doon sa PMA, bigay ko rin doon sa top gun. Yan ang kay William. Ang dream niya is to provide every Filipino with that kind of house. Camila. Pero matagal pa yan. Dahan-dahan pa. Yung mas mura. Yun ang takot ako kung magtama ito along the coastal shores. Kagaya ng Davao. From one province to the other, passing Davao City. Andyan yan sa coastal. And those were the people who migrated to Mindanao and never really found what they were looking for. Sa Mindanao kasi, if you are not a Muslim, if you do not talk in Maguindanao, Maranao, Sama, Kagan, Iranon,